Dear Dilip, Nikhil invites his cousin Dilip to visit him in Chennai. He wants Dilip to help him save an endangered animal. 15th January 2019. Dear Dilip, how are you? I hope Delhi has not been too cold this year. Please thank Chitti again for the delicious laddus that she sent for me. Dilip, do you think you might be able to come to Chennai for a few days next month? Sorry, you must be wondering what I am talking about. Let me explain. Do you remember that I mentioned I had joined my school's nature club? Every year, the club helps to save the Olive Ridley turtle. Each year, these turtles swim back to the beaches where they were born. They swim thousands of kilometers across the oceans in order to come ashore twice or thrice a year to nest on the sands. Sadly, nowadays we see few turtles on these shores. They are in great danger of becoming extinct. Many get caught in fishing nets. Sometimes they choke on rubbish or oil in the sea. Pollution, tourism, and new buildings have also destroyed the beaches. Just think about it, Dilip. Thanks to this, I have learned so much about turtles. Sea turtles have been on Earth for millions of years before humans. They have never bothered humans, and yet now they are close to extinction because of us. Go on walks along the beach to find these whole nests. We collect the eggs carefully and move them to a safe place. We need to keep awake curious people, hungry birds, and animals. Once the eggs hatch, we gently gather the hatchlings in baskets. We carry them to the shore and release them into the sea. Our nature club also works with the local fishermen on this project. Many fishermen realize that if the turtles disappear, so will the fish. Then they will have nothing to catch. Each year, thousands of turtles get caught in fishing nets and die. However, nets can have a special attachment called a turtle excluder device or TED. The TEDs prevent turtles from getting caught in the fishing nets. Sadly, fishermen in India do not use TEDs. Yesterday, I went for my first turtle walk on the beach. A group of us from school went with our parents to Eliot's beach. It was very early in the morning. We found volunteers releasing some newly hatched turtles. The hatchlings were really tiny. They could fit into my palm. It was thrilling to see those tiny creatures wriggle their way across the sand. At first, they seemed very weak. They walked slowly to the sea. Then, as they walked, they gathered strength and rushed into the sea. One tiny hatchling stumbled on a stone and got turned around. After a moment, it turned back to the sea. It seemed to know in which direction it had to go. It would be fun to have you on our turtle walks this year, so do come. Give my best wishes to Mama, Chitti, and baby Shobha. Your loving cousin, Nikhil. What is an olive ridley turtle? Olive ridleys live deep in the ocean many kilometers from where they are born. They return to their birthplace after 10 or 15 years to lay eggs, traveling hundreds of kilometers across the oceans of the world. Scientists are not sure how they find their way home. How do the olive ridley turtles nest? Each year at nesting time, hundreds of olive ridley turtles collect near the beaches where they were born. The females come ashore in large groups to dig holes in the sand in which they lay as many as 100 eggs. This group nesting is known as aribada. They then return to the sea. A few weeks later, tiny newborns hatch out of the eggs and disappear into the sea. Where and when can we see the olive ridley turtle's nest? There are only three places in the world today where we can still see large aribadas: Odisha, Mexico, and Costa Rica. In India, smaller groups of turtles nest in many places on the eastern coast and some places on the western coast. In India, nesting takes place between December and March. The eggs take about 48 days to develop. Hatching usually takes place after sunset. How would it matter if sea turtles disappeared from Earth? Sea turtles are an important part of the food chains both in the sea and on land. Scientists are only just starting to understand what will happen if these turtles disappear. For example, some turtles feed on sea grasses. If these turtles were not there, then the grasses would become overgrown and diseased,